how can a person or a company obtain a digital certificate? So if you have a business, you might want a digital certificate that will improve the confidence of the people working with you, right? Let's take a look at how this is done, right? So if you are a company, let's say you're a person or a company by the name of A who wants to get a digital certificate, you contact something called a certification authority. Now there are a few well-known certification authorities in the world that provide the services of giving you a digital certificate. So you contact these certification authorities. These are organizations that give you a digital certificate, that create a digital certificate for you, and then they give it to you. Okay, so person A contacts this certification authority for a digital certificate, and person A also provides his public key to the certification authority. Now the certification authority is now going to create the digital certificate. Now let's take a look at what is part of the digital certificate. Okay, so the digital certificate has the following items. It has a serial number, right? It has the name of the certification authority that issued this certificate. It also includes the date of expiry of this certificate. So how long is this certificate valid till? This digital certificate, for example, is valid till the year 2025, right? Something like that. It also includes the name of the organization, name of the person who wants to acquire this digital certificate, right? And it also includes the public key that was provided, right? So A had provided a public key, remember? So that public key is also a part of this digital certificate. It also includes version numbers. See, you might want to if some information changes, you might want to update your digital certificate, so the version number changes with time, right? So it also includes the version number of the digital certificate, and it also includes the hashing algorithm that is being used, or that is going to be used by this company A for purposes of secure data transmission, right? So the hashing algorithm, when that is going to be used for, I should not say for purposes of secure data transmission, rather hashing algorithm is used for digital signature, for authentication purposes eventually, right? So it also includes the hashing algorithm, okay, and I've already discussed that in a different video on digital signatures, right? So it includes the hashing algorithm. Fine, so all of this information is now going to be part of the digital certificate. This information is going to be inside the digital certificate. This information is going to be inside the digital certificate. So A provided the public key to the certification authority. This is a well-known organization which is now going to create a digital certificate, right? And in the digital certificate, we're going to have all of these data items, right, inside of it, all of this information inside. Now, when the certification authority puts all the items inside the digital certificate, it also uses its own private key. So the certification authority has its own private key and its own public key. So the certification authority has CA's private key, its own private key, and also certification authority's own public key. The private key of certification authority obviously is only known to this certification authority. It does not share it with anyone. So what certification authority does is it takes a look at the digital certificate, and it takes a look at all the information inside the digital certificate. It creates a hash of all of this information. It creates a hash value for all of this information in the digital certificate. It then encrypts that hash value. Using its own private key, using CA's own private key. Okay, so besides all of this information that is going to be included in the digital certificate, the CA has created a hash value for all of this information, and then it has encrypted that hash value using its own private key, which is basically a digital signature, right? Remember, the encrypted hash value is a digital signature, and this encrypted hash value has been created using private key of CA, which means this is the digital signature of the certification authority. So items in a digital certificate also include the digital signature. They also include the digital signature of the certification authority. So once again, all of these items are now a part of the digital certificate, and besides that, the CA has created its own digital signature and made it a part of the certification of this digital certificate. Once the digital certificate has been created, it is given back to person A. Person A can now upload this digital certificate on his website. So anybody who wants to download anything from person's A website first can download the digital certificate of this company, right? And then it can authenticate whether this digital certificate is real or not. So that's the whole concept. See, now company A has a server, and that server is connected to the internet, right? And to the internet we also have this customer, right, that is connected. Suppose this was let's say a shopping website, right? This was a shopping website like daraz.pk or something, right? So this customer is first going to download the digital certificate of daraz.pk, right? So the customer first downloads the digital certificate of the shopping website, and now the customer wants to know whether this digital certificate is genuine or not. So how does the customer's computer do that? It takes a look at the digital signature. There is a digital signature that is now inside the digital certificate, that is a part of the digital certificate of company A, right? So the customer takes a look at this digital signature. It sees the certification authority which issued this digital signature. The customer can go to the certification authority's website, right? This is the CA's website, and download the digital certificate of the certification authority. And in this digital certificate, as part of this digital certificate of CA, there is going to be a public key. That data item is part of the digital certificate, right? So this customer downloaded digital certificate of certification authority. So we have basically downloaded two different digital certificates, one for company A and the other one for the certification authority. Now this digital certificate of the certification authority includes the public key of the certification authority, and the digital certificate of company A also includes the digital signature of certification authority, right? So using this public key, what are we going to do? We are going to remember, a digital signature is basically encrypted hash, right? A digital signature is encrypted hash. So using public key from digital certificate of CA, we are going to decrypt this hash value. We are going to decrypt this hash value, right, and obtain hash value as plain text now, right? So this has become plain text. So we had encrypted hash value, and this encrypted hash value is now decrypted to get the hash value in plain form. And now what we can do is, there are other items inside of this digital certificate of company A, right? We just discussed these items, right? All of these items are part of the digital certificate. So this customer computer is going to take all of these data items and create its own hash value. So this customer computer is going to take a look at the digital certificate of authority of this website A, and it is going to create a hash value of all of these data items, right? Once it has its own hash value, it can compare that with the hash value that was just decrypted, right? If both of these match, that means that the digital certificate that was downloaded was genuine. So now the customer feels safe, and now he can shop on this website, provide this website with its customer card details, feeling safe that this is a genuine website. I hope you understand the concept. Okay, what I've done here is I've copy pasted a past paper question, right? And in this question, this question is related to the digital certificate, and he wants to know what different data items are part of the digital certificate, and we've already discussed this. I just want to focus for 1 second on the answer to this question, right? This is the question, how is a digital signature produced? And I just want to focus on the answer here. See, the certification authority uses a hashing algorithm, and remember, when it was creating the digital certificate for company A, there were different data items that were part of the digital certificate. There was the serial number, the version number, the public key, the date of expiry, the name of the company, right? And all of these things, when all of these things are hashed, when a hash value of all of these things are obtained, right? When the certification authority obtains a hash value for all of these data items that are part of the digital certificate, that is called the message digest. So that's what he's saying. First, CA uses hashing algorithm. As a result of this hashing algorithm, a message digest is produced, and then that message digest is encrypted. So I hope you understand what a message digest is. It's a hashed value of data items, right, that are part of the digital certificate in this example. Okay. And finally, why does the certification authority include its own digital signatures, the CA's own digital signature, in the digital certificate that has been created for company A? Well, because the customers can verify and make sure that the certificate is genuine. The certificate now includes the digital signature of the certification authority that issued this website. Makes perfect sense.